Okay, yeah. So it's compound daily interest calculator. This is the one that he uses on his session, like on his training. So basically, like, what are you at? Like, you're at like $1,000 right now or something?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm at 1960.
Okay. So 1960, right? And then
Yeah.
what are you trying to get a day?
I mean,
5?
5% a day. Yeah, if I can grab that. 5
Okay.
at least.
So basically, it says your daily reinvested rate. So it would be 100 because you keep the money in your account as you compound it, and
Yeah.
then include weekends. No. So 1960 is what you're starting with. In 90 days, if you fucking, or sorry, in 30 days actually, if you continue on with the plan, you're going to be able to compound that. So like it shows you here what you need per day, right? So per day, your first,
Try
let's say,
20 because I'm not doing weekends. 5, 10, 15. I
well,
guess 20, 20.
It's Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
So weekends
5,
isn't
10,
there.
15, 20. 20 days a month, 20 trading days a month.
So it says here, well, this is basically showing you up until the
Yeah,
November
November
11th.
11th.
Yeah. So anyways, it shows you what you need every single day, right? So let's say you got right now, what is that, 10,000 or 1,009, or sorry, 1,960. So, and then you
Yeah.
need 98 to hit your 5%, which will put you there. So it shows you every single day. And then at the end of the month, if you continue on that path, you'd be at like 84.71 at 5%.
Yeah, November 11th. What does it say? October 30th? Yeah, I'll be like $5,700, but like I'm whatever. Obviously, I'm not gonna hit it every single fucking day. Like
There's gonna be days, yeah, exactly, right? Like some
and some
days it
days I
might take.
won't. I don't think I traded Monday, or like I didn't trade one day this week. So whatever. If I hit 5 grand, but try 60 days. 60 days would be 20 October, 20 November, 20 December. Do 60. Well, yeah.
60, so that'd be 36 grand.
That's still like pretty good.
Fuck, that's, what do you mean pretty good? That's fucking that's like freaking crazy shit, man. Like
Yeah,
that's the premise that I'm gonna, like, the last week and a half I've been consistently getting between 7.5 to 5, right? One day I did 13. So it's like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's there, it's available. The thing is that, like, when I've been getting close, because now what I'm doing is I'm writing down my goal every single time I get on, right?
Yeah.
I'm basically writing it down, what I'm starting off with, the date, what account it is, and then I'm basically saying, okay, well, if I need to get 8%, what that dollar amount is, and then what it equals, what I need to end up with. So I visually see it. And honestly, man, like for the last week and a bit, like fucking here, because I literally just started doing this. So the first day I did 30%, which wasn't really called for. 30%. And then I lost the next day. So I had a $155 loss. And then the next day after that, did 13%, 5%, 6%, 5%. And then I did 7.5, 5, 6.5. And yeah, so basically, like, what's happening is now that I see that I'm almost there, you know what I mean? Like, let's say like I'm at 6%. Well, 6% is better than fucking nothing, you know what I mean?
Better than 3 or 2 after you take a loss.
Exactly, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just cut it there and then fucking come back tomorrow or come back later, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
this
that's what I
morning.
even do with just regular Forex, man. Like I was talking with Shane about it. It's like, man, if I hit 3, even 4% in one trade, I'm not gonna go take another one to try and get 5.
No,
Like
no.
I'm
No, because
yeah,
that's gonna be the loser, right?
it's over trading.
Oh, dude, like freaking, like that's part of my plan right now. My plan is I have an alarm set for on my phone. 8:30, it goes off, or sorry, it goes off like half an hour before 8:30 as a reminder. And basically, I'm out. Like if I'm already in a trade and it's like in profit and I can just ride it, then I'll leave it. but I'm not touching any new trades other than like, you know, after that. And that's kind of it. Cause like I basically sat down and I was like, where am I losing? You know what I mean? Like where are the times that I'm like literally not winning? And it's only after I've already hit my target for the day. And that's usually after, let's say, like if I'm just chilling out at home, like fucking on the couch or whatever, or doing some fucking shit and I'm not really paying attention and I see something and I'm like, oh yeah, just fucking jump in quickly. That's usually when I lose. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Same.
so I'm like, okay, well, why take away percentage or why give money back if I don't have to, right? And I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine not doing it. Like I don't look at the charts after I'm off. I do like once or twice in the day, but whatever, right? Like I don't actually get in. I look at like SPX or gold and see where it's at. And like, don't get me wrong, if I do see like a pristine setup, I'm gonna probably try to, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, no, like that, and that's just it, man. Like fucking, I'm like, I'm typically giving money back around that time. Like after 8 o'clock, I find that the markets just kind of go all over the place. You know what I mean? They're not really making
Yeah.
sense, and like the moves are already done. Like the setups are done. And the thing is, I like to trade setups. I don't like to trade fucking, you know, just jumping into whatever. And that kind of fits into my plan, right? So I basically wrote that down, and basically, yeah, every single day. And the thing is, you got to realize too, man, is like fucking, like I'm trading my own account. I'm trading an FTMO account. I'm trading that Forex Tips 101. So like you know what I mean? I'm trading 3 accounts at once. So it's like for
Yeah.
me, like the other day I did fucking $1,500 before I even woke up, and I was like, okay, but you times that by 3 now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
So I'm like, well, like even this morning I woke up with those trades that I fucking left overnight. UJ, GU, and freaking CAD CHF, I think it was. And
Yeah.
like
It's
literally,
cash.
I woke up and they were all like, well, minus UJ, they were all in profit, and I was like, okay. So then like the only trade I got into after that was that little spike on AUD CAD, and I was like, okay, that's enough. Like I'm done. You know what I mean? Like I caught fucking this after it manipulated higher. Where is that? AUD CAD. Right, I caught this once it came back down. Like fucking, I caught one, two, three, four entries on this, and I wrote it down to like right here. And then yeah, so I was like, okay, fucking extra $500, let's do it, right? And then I was done. I was like, okay, that's it. Like I was watching my wife, because she started following what's his name, Raja,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she's like, and
She's
she's
like, you're
like,
over trading.
was that?
She's like, you're over trading.
Well, like I think last week I went a little too hard. I went like fucking like all day on the charts. But anyways, she's like, because like there's no happy medium, right? And like, you know, sometimes I get to that point where I'm just like, you know, like just giving her, right? And I don't
Hmm.
need to. And it was funny because I posted that his post from Instagram and talking about over trading, and I was like, man, that makes super sense, right? And then I saw his other posts there. I think it was yesterday, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, today I made $800 profit for the day." And I was like, "Man, I made more than him." I'm like, but here's the thing: is that he fucking he's okay with that. He's like, and
Yeah.
I remember one of the things that he said before. He's like, you know, you basically take what the market gives you, and that's it. Like,
Exactly.
be happy with that and walk away.
Yeah.
And
Like
I was
on
like,
Tuesday, I made way more than I did today, but I was like, I didn't lose today. I still, whatever, still did only like 250, $300 today, but like on
it's USD
Tuesday, I
though.
did, yeah, Tuesday I did like almost 2 grand. I'm like, okay, but I didn't give any of it back. And like,
No,
I honestly watching Raja there has helped me a bunch. It's just like, I don't know, it stuck
discipline,
with
man.
me
It's
when you said
discipline.
like with minimizing like focus on minimizing your risk and learning your risk management first, and your profits will come.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's all I've done.
That's exactly it. Like I saw his post the other day. He's basically that exact same thing is what he was talking about. He basically said like, what he did was train himself to constantly win and walk away. Right. That's all
Yeah.
he did. was he basically just became consistent in winning, and then eventually his profits got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And that's kind of what we're trying to teach everybody here, like with that 5% or 8%. And this is one of the things that I wasn't doing with HFX, because HFX you can like literally click and click and click and click, and all of a sudden it's like, shit, I just fucking did like, you know, way over leveraged. And you know what I mean? Like it's so quick. And like there was a lot of times where I literally was hitting my target like that. And then I wasn't keeping track of where I was. And now all of a sudden I fucking lost a couple. You know what I mean? So it's like you're going forward 10 steps and you're going back fucking like, you know, 8. So it's like, are you really getting ahead? A little bit at a time, but you could be so much further, right? Yeah, that's kind of it, man. I was just like, man, like that kind of hit me the other, like the last, I think probably 2 weeks. And I was like, because I was like, where the fuck are like, because I had some fucking amazing days, and I was like, okay, you know, I had like $3,000, $3,500 days times fucking 3, you know what I mean? and then it's like, okay, like all of a sudden I'm like losing, and I'm like I got into a gold trade that went backwards on me, and I was like, holy shit, I just gave back like $1,500, you know what I mean? Which it is what it is, but at the same time, like, do I need to do that? No, not really. If I can get up and have my fucking goal set for the day and not have to actually trade, like, fuck me, man. That's crazy. All right, so.
Like, I don't know, too much pressure to get 5% every single day. I feel like there's
it's a self-imposed pressure though.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a self-imposed pressure where it's like, do you really, like they say, man, you don't have to trade every day.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like, a healthy trader does not trade every day. And if you do, you know what I mean? If you do, it's going to be a few pairs. Like Raja literally only trades 1 pair. You know what I mean? Like he pretty much only trades GJ.
Looks like him and Uncle Ted had a falling out.
Oh, really? Hey, so where is everybody on here?
Yo, I just jumped in. I thought it was at 10, so I like muted my phone because I was reading a book.
Oh.
And then randomly I see the phone. I was like, oh, damn.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm recording right now. So I am going to go over what I am doing with this, okay? Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so same rules apply. So like here, I want to just start with this before I get into anything above and beyond. You know, one of the things that I don't want you guys to do is to get confused, okay? I keep getting people messaging me on Instagram like, Omar, what strategy do you use? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, it's all the same shit, okay? We all use the exact same shit. It's all the bands. It's all the freaking 200 EMA. And you're either going to switch up between the stochastic, the RSI, and now, like literally out of nowhere, I just started using the TDI, right? So the same idea is there. You know what I mean? We're still doing proper analysis. We're still doing proper, you know, price action. We're still doing, you know, reading the Bollinger Bands, understanding like momentum. So like here on the 1 minute, you can see AUD CAD is on a downward trend, right? You can see the 200 EMA is above the price right now, right? So that tells us that the market is going down. So the premise, the idea is still all the same. We're still using the same concept, okay? Same concept. I'm using the Evan Cabral Bollinger Bands. You know what I mean? You got 2 sets of them. You got the mean, and you got candles, right? That's pretty much it. So the only difference is that I'm using the TDI, which in reality, the TDI is simply just the RSI, right? It's the RSI set at 13, right? So just remember that, right? You're still in the overbought. You're still in the oversold area. Here I have 80 and I have 6 or 70, right? I have the blue line, which is 50, and then the same thing over here. I got 30 and 20, right? So same concept, same idea. The only difference is that with the RSI, you have a couple of extra indicator lines, which are the Bollinger Bands, right? So this is going to work very similar to the Bollinger Bands up here. And then you have your mean, which is the liquid 50, which is identical to what you have here with your Bollinger Bands on your charts, on your candles. The only thing is that this one here, with the indicator, it's called, I believe it's called the liquid 50. I'm pretty, like, that's what it's called, right, Mitchell?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Okay, so the liquid 50. And basically what the liquid 50 does,
Or
to
the
my,
market baseline.
yeah,
Or
exactly. It's the center of the average, okay? And it's exact same thing as the Bollinger Band, right? The reason why this Bollinger Band is in the middle is because it's the center of the average. The bands are showing you the extremes, right? So the extreme high or the extreme low, right? And that's where we're literally getting in. So what that means is basically when price diverges from the mean, from the center line, it goes into the bands, right? You can see right here, boom, it shot up into the bands. What did it do? It's slingshotted right back, right? It always wants to come back to the center. So that's why we're always trying to trade reversals in the bands, right? So we're still using that same concept, okay? The only difference is that we're taking it to an extra level, okay? One of the things that I have come across when it comes to HFX is understanding more about the reversals, okay? Whereas like you don't want to get caught, right? So I've been caught personally in reversals like this, right? Because you can see here it's in the bands, but then boom, it manipulated lower. So all of a sudden you need a strong reversal to even get back, which would have, you know, made you roll over a couple times, right? So for us to not get stuck in those situations, right, we need to understand how we can get past that, right? So like here's a clear example. So here you can see you had a shark fin, right? So most likely you're going to be trying to buy around here, and then it did for 2 candles, and then boom, shot down. So you would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles. So you would have rolled over several times to, you know, basically try to mitigate getting out of this. And then on top of that, you would have had 1, 2, so 9 minutes in total to get out of this losing trade. Okay. So what we're trying to do is avoid getting into these situations where we have to roll over. And sometimes, let's say like the other day I was on, what was that? DL Woods. So this was the only loss I took yesterday. Okay. And it was a crazy dump. If I can find it. I think it was right here. This was yesterday. Yeah, this was it. Right? Look at this dirty fucking drop. And it never came back. So I was fucking 100% accuracy on my own. And then I was like, okay. And I fucking, yeah, this thing just dumped. Right? And I lost. And here's the shitty thing. Here's the shitty thing. And this is my own fault because I've done it. I doubled up twice. So instead of 1 losing trade, I was in 3 losing trades, okay? Because you're trying to predict it coming back. And I was like around here and I was doubled up again and I went up and then boom, dumped, you know what I mean? So it's shitty, right? And that's what we're trying to avoid, okay? That's what we're trying to avoid, at least myself. I'm trying to build the confidence in myself to get myself from 5 to 50K and then from 50K to 100 or 500K, right? So with losing on some of these reversals, it shatters you, right? It shatters your confidence because you're like, fuck, like I should have known that was there, but you don't know that was there. You have no idea, right? That's nothing you can control. It's the market, right? And it also has to do with like time periods. That was probably like a hour shift. So you can see here kind of, yeah, right before market shifted. So this was 41, 40, and then boom. So yeah, basically like before market shifted, it manipulated lower, right? Manipulated lower and then came back, right? After a couple hours. But anyways, so we can't control that, but we can control what the market is doing, right? So like instead of, and here was the mistake that I did, okay? I was here, and basically instead of freaking playing the play, because he called a buy, right? And I was literally, that was gonna be my last trade. That was literally gonna be my last trade. I was at like freaking 6.5%, and I hit my last trade. And he called a buy, and I was like, okay. And I preemptively, because I this is what I've been doing, guys. I've been getting on the sessions, okay, but I haven't been taking anybody's trades. I've been doing my own analysis all on my own with the TDI. And honestly, like, I don't know if you guys have watched my stories. There's been times where I've actually documented it, where let's say Millie Mills called a fucking a buy, and I got in a sell, and mine cleared, and they had to roll over, and theirs still didn't clear. You know what I mean? So it's like, it works as long as you're understanding how it works. Okay. But here's the thing. So that was my last trade of the day. I preemptively jumped in, not fully. It was my mistake. Okay. Full out my mistake. And then it dumped, and it kept going, and I was like, fuck. Right. So then I think around this point here, I had 3 open trades. I had them rolled over a ton. I was going to lose like $400. Okay. So the gambler in me came out, and I actually sold $1,000 trade, and I made my whole 8% in one trade. Okay. Not telling you guys to do it. Definitely not, because I definitely could have lost that. Right. But, you know, that's the chance that I was willing to take. And it was a 1 minute, $1,000 trade. But anyways, I'm not telling you guys to do that. I'm just saying, like, there's ways to earn what you lost back. And if you're confident in what you're doing, then, you know, all so be it. And I think it was right around here. I saw it rejecting. So I basically said, fuck it. Boom, sold it, won, and I got my 8%. Those other 3 trades still lost, right? But that $1,000 trade basically hit my 8% in one trade, plus the loss that I incurred, right? So boom, there you go, back to fucking. But here's the thing: is that don't do that. You know what I mean? Because then that whole compounding thing, it kind of goes out the window. Instead of, like, you know what I mean? And here's one of the things that I need to personally stop doing. I need to stop doubling up, right? Plain and simple. If you want to be successful, if you want to grow your account, if you want to get to that next level, you can't do that. You know what I mean? One trade at a time. And I'm really trying. I'm really trying. And it's actually working, right? So it's only in situations like that where I kind of fucking, my trigger finger gets a little bit excited, and you know what I mean? So those are all lessons learned, right? Those are lessons, right? And it's showing me that, hey, like, I can do this without the can you guys hear me?
Yeah, bro, we're good.
Okay, yeah, because a couple of people, their screens froze up there. But anyways, to get into the strategy itself, like, basically what I'm looking for, guys, is this. Okay, so as you can see here, here's a clear example. Where's a clear example? Well, let's go closer to where we are. So here's a clear example. Okay, so you can see how price is in the bands right here, right? And you can see right here that the RSI is outside of the bands, right? So usually when price is, let's say, in the red band,